Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show. Here we go.
What up, thou? Welcome to the Boss in the Sauce Show. How you feeling, Sauce?
Feeling good. Feeling good. How you doing, boss? How you doing, Wine?
And you know we got our guy Wine. How you feeling, Wine?
I'm good over here, guys. Good to be here as always. Usually on a Saturday, but now we're on these Friday nights, so it makes it fun. We got all these games to talk about tomorrow. We got games going on right now, so excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah,
man. Speaking of fun, I just want to share this at the beginning before we get into everything. But of course, I use the My Notebook program or whatever. So check this out, y'all. I was able to input all of the previews that we did, preview shows that we did on the SEC, BYU. I mean, not BYU, SEC, ACC, et cetera, right? And I was able to put this all in this program, and I could literally ask the program, hey, what did we say about Auburn? What did we say about Utah? And it will show you just exactly what we said. I'm gonna put it up here for a quick second. Let me share that. Let's see how that came out. Uh-oh. Let me move it down a little bit. Sorry about that. But this is it right here. I'm gonna make it a little smaller, and I'm gonna read off to you. Just give me a team for the week. Give me one team that for the week, and let's look and say, what did we say about that team earlier this year?
UCLA.
Let's go UCLA. Good call, Wine. Let's go UCLA. I go in here and I tell the thing. What did the hosts mention about UCLA? Now this is gonna pull up. This is our words. This ain't no AI jumped in and cut it off. Some of these are our words. So it's thinking a little bit because there's a lot of information. That's probably like an easy 2, 4, 6, maybe 6 hours worth of footage. Maybe just under a little bit. But okay, here we go right here. So just a couple of mentions. I'm just reading off the top. The host noted that considering the travel aspects of being a California team, UCLA did better than USC last year, which they did this year as well. It says a projection for UCLA this year suggests they could finish 6-6 or 7-5. I don't know who said that, but which would be an improvement from the last record. Oh, Moose, however, stated he is not confident that UCLA will push past the 500 mark. That's just a quick little sample of what I was playing with recently right here. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. It's a lot more to that too. If y'all want it, I'll send it to y'all. Y'all can play around with it yourself. But
hey, you might want to frame that because they might get that 6-6 before it's all said and done. What they're playing right now. So
it's going to be a lot of them.
Pump the brake.
Earlier today, with today's card, I was able to go ask it in regards to the teams with the returning players, like which teams return more than 8 on offense or 8 on defense, which becomes a little important around this time of the year, right? Because those teams with more seniors, more experienced players, they tend to play better down the stretch because, you know, they've done this before. So I kind of looked at some angles on that, and we spot on. We on track. Everything we doing is on track, and we doing okay. I did actually run all of my plays. You know, I give out the Big Boss weekly plays, and I've been keeping journal. I don't really do this because I'm trying to do better at tracking records, but I'm 28, 30, and 2. So I'm pretty much 50-50 despite how bad I feel about myself in my bets lately. But that's all behind us now. Let's jump into this week. What is this, week 8?
8.
Let's jump into this week 8. And let's go right over to our number one topic of subject.
Okay.
Man, I've been looking for a spark so bad. I thought about changing the intro to see if we can get a new spark up our ass. But biscuits and gravy, we are here. It's going down right now on biscuits and gravy. My man Wine is hot, so we're gonna leave it to the hot guy. Wine, how did we get right here to Minnesota plus 7.5, and how we looking in the game right now?
We got to Minnesota plus 7.5 because they're at home on a Friday night, Huntington Bank Stadium. Don't get me wrong. Nebraska went into Maryland last week, down a couple scores at one point in that game. That's also a very low capacity stadium, and it wasn't even sold out in that game. And there's a lot of younger people on that team. There's a lot of older dudes on this Minnesota roster, and it starts with PJ Fleck. I got a lot of respect for this guy. How he wins 7-8 games a year in the Big Ten is always like, how does he do it with the kind of talent and NIL money that he has? Always is able to bring in the right kind of personnel for his team. And then where do all of his coordinators go? To bigger programs. I mean, he loses his defensive coordinator every single year to an SEC or a Big Ten squad. His DC from last year's calling plays over in Miami now. So he's just, I love his coaching staff. I think he's a better coach than Matt Rule. And I think that if they establish the run in this game, which they should have been doing all year long with Darius Taylor, who's having a huge game right now, they would be in a better position. They're a couple plays away from probably being 5-1 at this point, other than losing to Ohio State in that game. I think Minnesota wins this game outright. That's why I was on the plus 7.5. And, these weekday games, I feel like, for me at least in the contest, have been, I'll get my weekday game right, and then the Saturday comes along and I lose my Saturday game. And that's kind of been my season. I've been better during the week, where I don't even put as much time into some of these games, which is crazy. But that being said, that's how we got on Minnesota. I trust PJ Fleck over Matt Rule, being over a 7-point dog at home in a hostile environment in a Big Ten play.
Yeah, I could never go against one of the better dressed coaches in the league with PJ Fleck. So
yeah, there's no saying over analysis by paralysis, right? So
yeah,
if you analyze too much, you clog your judgment up a little bit. And so usually your instinct is going to put you on the right side, with the data that backs it up. But, if you're going to start breaking down every little detail, whatever goes into your cap, I always like to try to keep things a little bit more simple, especially like you say during the week. So you kind of keep your mind open going into the weekend. But that was a good, I think we're on the right side with that play. And, Nebraska's ranked 25th. And we were talking off camera earlier, 17 out of the top 25 teams are on the road this week. Some of them are playing each other, though, but 17 out of 25. And it's tough to win on the road in conference a lot, especially the SEC, the Big Ten. Those are the two biggies. And it's tough to catch some W's on the road in them conference plays. And catching points at home, too, is huge. So let's go row that boat. Row that boat, baby. Let's go.
Row that boat, and it's going down right now. So y'all stay tuned. Keep us updated in the chat if you're watching the game, too. Excuse me. Of course, we got all kinds of bets going on right here. Big shout out to the chat, though. My man Gary Ferner, Pops just pull up. What up, Pops? Dylon's in here. My man Billy Briz was in here. Barry again was in here. Shout out to AOD in the house. Logan Vest is up in here. I never heard of you, guy, but I appreciate you coming to show up. Skylar Vale is in here with the 815.
Two of my buddies right there.
That's nice, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up, and shoot, it's beautiful to see y'all supporting our man Wine Time, man, because we an online community. Wine kind of dropped out of the sky to us, and we loved him ever since. And you guys actually know this guy.
He's got the goods.
But let's keep it moving. Georgia Tech. What's that? Brent Pry over there, coach over there. He's no, that's
no.
Yeah, Brent Pry is trash.
Pry is B-Tech.
I always get those two.
This is Brett Belima.
Yeah, Brett Belima.
Brett Belima. Well, the coach over here at Georgia Tech is very good at playing ranked teams as a dog. That is his issue, and it's worked plenty of times. I've actually capitalized on that myself. We are on Georgia Tech plus 1.5 in the dog spot. How did we get here, Wine?
This wasn't my. This was actually I was on Duke in this spot. My guy Doc is on.
Oh, that's Doc.
Yeah, I'm all over this like a cheap suit.
Get away.
Cheap suit tonight. Here's the deal. Haynes King, right? QB. Hosley at running back. That's a dynamic duo. and not to take nothing away from Duke, because Duke is well coached. They're like I said, they rank 18 currently. Damian Mensah, he's a top 5 quarterback quietly. I mean, we hear all the talk about Mendoza and this quarterback and Bailey and all these other kids. Mensah is a pretty good quarterback. He's got 15 TDs, over 1,800 yards. The guy's balling. But Georgia Tech, this is a revenge spot for them also for last year when they were rolling pretty hard, trying to have had some ACC aspirations, moving up the ladder a little bit. I mean, they're sitting undefeated right now, right? Are they undefeated? They got one loss, Georgia Tech. I think they're undefeated, aren't they? I think Duke's got 5-1 and Georgia Tech 6-0, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways,
yes,
okay, but this is a key game here because they can have a really good outside shot to get into the ACC championship, especially if Miami goes down tonight. So you can have Georgia Tech. They could be king dog right now in the ACC. Believe it or not, it's hard to believe, but it's a very well coached football team. And like I say, Brett Key is an underdog. It's 10-0 outright when he's a dog. 10-0 since 2022. This guy knows how to win football games. He knows how to coach these kids up. He knows how to motivate, and he knows that he's an XOL. He's from the Saban tree. O'Leary under his belt for a little while when he got started as a grad assistant. I really like this guy. To me, he's one of the best coaches in college football. So I'm all in on Georgia Tech here on the money line.
Yeah, all you got to say is that coach and Haynes King, which those guys they give you all your money worth. But let's move over to the Utah game. Absolutely got to be on BYU. I mean BYU. I'm sorry, I keep doing the same thing. Got to be on Utah on this one. BYU, they played great with Bachmeier so far, but they've squeezed out of a lot of games. They've overcome some woes. They put in a lot of work to get to where they are. Now they're going to play a true juggernaut. And my edge on this one is the Dampier game against Texas Tech, which is downgraded Utah a lot in a lot of respects. Dampier was injured going into that game. The coach know he should have pulled him. I was watching the game like, why is he attacking the hole so soft? Why are they doing these run plays and he's not, trying hard? And I've seen it during the game. So I think that was just an oversight. I think we still got a stud Utah team right here. The defense never laxed in that game. The defense actually held it together the whole time. It's just they were never able to move the ball on offense. And that's what a Texas Tech team that, people pouring in this week to put money on them to win the championship, to be in the playoffs, all kinds of stuff. So that's what a Texas Tech team that speaks to those kind of words. So I think we were on Utah early in the season. The coach over there, he's bounced back well, and every time he's went down, and played a bad season, which he had last year, waiting on Cam Rising get in and play like shit. But now, I mean, Devin Dampier, he's picked it back up ever since. This is a major, what is this thing called? The Holy War? Yeah, this is the Holy War. This is a major game out there. Utah is on the road. They'll be put to the test. But it's in the area that they can control the narrative right now because they are definitely the better team. And we know that BYU is just hanging on. I think they get the Bachmeier today, shake him up a little bit. He's going to look like his brother Hank. And I think Utah clears that 3.5. I think they probably win by 10. But 3.5, I'll take it in this Utah one right here. I think wine time's on Utah too. Give them a couple more bars about Utah.
I mean, you took it away. I mean, boss, you said it best. Everything you said right there, it's perfect. I'm just going to add one thing to this, guys. If you guys remember the game last year that kind of put Utah in the shitter was when BYU went to Utah and they got Utah got absolutely robbed in that fourth quarter by the referees and the athletic department. The AD went up to the refs and started cussing them out. And then the press game conference started cursing them out. He ended up getting fined like hundreds of thousands of dollars for this. But he went out there swinging because he knew that those refs were in the wrong. So I think the Utah Utes are going to get a lot of calls in their favor on the road here. And not just that, you mentioned it, Dampier was hurt in that Texas Tech game. That second half, was only because Will Hammond came in for Byron Morton, who got hurt. They weren't prepared for Will Hammond, and he threw, I think, like 3 or 4 touchdowns in the second half that just threw them over the top there. That score was a lot closer than what it actually indicated. I think Utah takes care of business, not only covers the spread, but wins by double digits. I think Kyle Whittingham has his guys ready to go, and I think they could go undefeated the rest of the way and get into that Big 12 title and a potential college football playoff berth.
I'm with you on that. Let's move into the next game right here, this Colorado game. I believe this is definitely the Big Ragoo's game. And I'm out in Colorado. I am just all over the place today. Texas and Kentucky. I'm sorry. Texas and Kentucky right here. Line is up to 13.5. We got 12.5. I guess we beat some line movement in the contest, which is excellent. The bounce back of Texas, Archie Manning. I mean, I wouldn't really consider the bounce back because the defense has been the same. It's just Archie Manning got a chance last week to play a little better, but I don't think his woes are over. He's a work in progress. And I think they do have the ability to cover this one right here. I think that they got to be upset. They got to be frustrated. And this is a chance against a Kentucky team that's, me and Big Ragoo talked about this for years, especially with the SEC. You got the upper echelon, and everybody just drops to the bottom. Kentucky hung in there throughout non-conference play. We down into the nitty-gritty, and it's time for them to go into the spot before the last spot in the SEC. So I'm with you on here with Texas, Big Ragoo. How'd you get to the Texas spot for you?
Well, there's a couple angles that I really like here. Looking at some momentum with Texas, right? They went into the swamp 2 weeks ago. They got the hand slapped a little bit. Like you said, the defense played pretty decent there, but just a couple miscues and a little lack of offense. And credit to the Gators defense. Early on, they took the L to Ohio State in the opener, but in reality, this team has come back the last 3 SEC games, they've come back nicely. I think it's a momentum play. Last week was like the perfect game for them to kind of, come out at Red River, which is always like a big turning point game for Texas. I mean, albeit, Mateer was I still call it MIA. He probably hurt the team more than helped the team, being injured playing in that game. But I mean, to their credit, they came out, they did what they had to do, and they handled business. So, and to me, this is almost like a knock on Kentucky a bit because of the fact that what's going on with the coaching situation right now with Stoops in Kentucky. He's on the hot seat, really, really hot, and he's got a big buyout clause, and he's guaranteed to get the money. So we might see another firing before end of the season here in the SEC. But the play on Texas here is what Kentucky's defense has allowed in SEC play. In consecutive games to Ole Miss, they gave up 30. To South Carolina, they gave up 35. To Georgia, they gave up 35. The team total with Texas right now is sitting at 27.5. So I really like that a lot. I think I've got Texas capped for 31 points in this game. So I'm going to be on that. And then I'm also going to ride the first half and full game with Texas here too. So I think they handle business. I think the first half is 6.5 and the full game is like 12.5. So first half, full game, team total over Texas.
I like it. Now let's keep it moving over to this Baylor team we've been on this Baylor spot before with the 3 by it. And we won and we lost. But this time they play a TCU team, which is a team that it is better taking points with TCU than laying points with TCU. They seem to be like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team for years, TCU. But they definitely play better in the dog spot. But this is time for Baylor to buckle down. If you want to make a run at the Big 12, if you want to be somebody in life, if you want to let the Baylor Bears reign in the Big 12, you got to step up and play against this TCU team who was kind of counted out early in the season, but they've been fighting and scratching and hanging on. How did you get over here on the Bears? Is this one of your market moves? Because the market move you did on Colorado worked like fresh water. I love that one.
Yeah, this is a little bit different here, boss. To me, this is more from an X's and O's standpoint. I think Baylor has the better team. I think they have the better quarterback, if we're being honest here, in Sawyer Robinson. Probably not throwing the ball for touchdowns wise, but more of a game time manager that's not going to make as many mistakes. Josh has made a lot of mistakes these last couple weeks with TCU. TCU, a lot of people were high on this team. I really wasn't. I didn't really like a lot what I've seen from this team, and I just think Baylor's the better team. They're going on the road here. Baylor is a couple plays away from being 6-0, if we're being honest here. Yeah, they lost to Auburn on that opening week, but they made a lot of mistakes in that game. Probably should be 5-1, not 6-0, but 5-1. They're a team that's going to fight, and you got David Aranda, that guy that knows how to build a culture over there. And this team is not out of the Big 12 title by any means. This team could win out, and they're going to be right there when it's all said and done. They've got the talent to be there. I think they're the better team here, and they're getting points. I think Baylor wins this game outright. I absolutely think that they win this game. TCU goes down, and that's why I said I took the +3. I also took the over in this game. It's the reason why it's so high. I got the 63.5. It's up to a 65.5 now. Definitely crazy to see 65.5. It's for a reason. There's going to be points. No one's going to stop anyone, and I'm going to take the extra points in my back pocket with Baylor.
Yeah, I really like that overplay. I mean, you got Robertson is number 1 in FBS with 19 touchdowns, and Hoover is number 2 with 18 touchdowns. So the fireworks are going to come in this game, guys. And this is going to be one of them last possession type games. And I kind of agree with our guy Wine on the Baylor side. I mean, we've been on Baylor a bunch this year, and always the lines have been like 2.5, 3. And we've been plus on some sides and minus, but like you said, they're just a couple plays away from being undefeated this season.
Nice. And I looked up and seen what did the host say about Baylor last year? We talked about we mentioned the quarterback Toy Robinson as a great returner, and we said Baylor previous year was 8-5. We had a bunch of stuff we said on that one too, man.
He's from Miss State. I don't know if he played at Miss State last year or the year before.
Yeah, it's just wonderful to look back. We always move so fast during the season. I forget to look back and actually sit down and rewatch where we was at earlier in the season and where we at now, and try to figure out what's really going on. But let's jump into this Hawaii game, which is one of my games. Now, I went into this game because I took Colorado State last week. And I went into this game, and I must be getting dyslexic or something. I don't know what's going on, but I went into this game looking to take Colorado State. But as I broke it down, it put me on the Hawaii side, really, really solid in this one. I mean, Colorado State defense is ranking 112th in the nation, and Colorado State's passing defense is 78. And we know all Hawaii do is pass. Now, their red zone defense ranks 97 in the red zone, but Hawaii is not far from them. They do have some defensive woes. On their Russian defense, they rank 58, giving up 133 yards a game. So I really like Hawaii on this one. This is a trip to the mainland where I usually didn't take Hawaii, but Hawaii played so well against Air Force, and that was an early start. I mean, it had all the indications of this not a game that Hawaii can take care of. But this time, they have to play San Jose the following week on the mainland. So they probably stay here. So it's probably a big road trip. They would probably love to get 2 wins on the mainland and head back to Hawaii. They're having a great season so far. And Alejandro is absolutely healthy. He's all the way healthy this time. And you put him in here against a Colorado State team that, the sun shined on that dog ass that week, and they won, and it was great. We cashed that. But not so much this week versus the Hawaii team. That's going to really put them to the test on the outsides, on the speed, and a couple other levels in the game. So I'm on Hawaii +2.5. Y'all got anything to say on that one?
I agree with everything. I love it. I love the breakdown. I think Mike Alejado might be the best player on the football field in this game, and you're giving him points. He's a gamer. He's going to go out. I'll never forget after that week 1 game where we capped him and he took the win, and at the end of the game, he goes, I told before we go out the tunnel, I told all my offensive linemen, I'll die for you guys on this field today. Like I 18-year-old kid saying that, like, and how serious he was. Like, I was like, wow, this kid is a gamer, man. There's a reason why he went to Bishop Gorman, was a 4-star guy. There's a reason why he chose Hawaii. I mean, he's playing in the most beautiful place to probably live in the United States. So he's got it good over there in Hawaii, and I think you're getting points on the road with a team, Colorado State, that I'm not high on by any means. I like Hawaii in the spot.
Nice. Now for our last biscuits and gravy pick, which is Arkansas versus a Texas A&M team who, even though they got me last week, I still think they fraud. I just don't see the fire in the engine at Texas A&M. It is real plain potato salad football over there, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. We got an Arkansas team right here that's that lost the coach, and who is it? Petrino's over there now.
Yeah, Bobby Petrino.
They got Bobby Petrino taking place. He did a good job last week, and I plan for him to continue to build right here. And it won't be nothing new because we've seen several spots this year where coaches get fired and teams take off. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think in today's NIL world, these kids are saying, I might have to be out of here next year. I better put a good product on the field if I want to get NIL money going anywhere else. So I expect these kids to do the same right here. They knew it was a suspect season from the get-go with Sam Pittman, and they hung in there, and I think they hang in there now. And we definitely covered that 7.5.
Yeah, I like. What do you think, Warren? Go ahead. You pick it up, and I'll close it out.
No, yeah, I'm with you, boss. Everything you said, I think this offense is absolutely rolling from Arkansas. The problem is the defenses, which is why we're all on the over probably in this game. I'm on the over in this game as well. And if you give them 7.5 points with the home dog, and we think it's going to be a lot of points, I'm going to take them every day. This is going to be a good game, I think. I think A&M probably sneaks out with a win, but Arkansas is going to shock some people here with their offense.
Yeah, Arkansas. That's what Bobby Petrino does. I mean, he was the OC stepping in the role as the interim, right? Even before that, all the stops he made. But this is a second go round for Bobby in Arkansas. And then, like you say, his offense, he's calling all the shots now, so it's kicking in. And with Taylor Green in there, I mean, he's running things, and he continues to be an awesome quarterback in that system. So I look for more progression from the Arkansas offense here. Like you said, the defense is a little bit leaky, but I don't think A&M is really anything to write home about offensively. So whatever they do, I think they can keep up on the offensive side. And like you said, the over looks pretty good, and that 7.5, it looks really, really good. I see this game coming down to like 3 or 4 points at the most.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's the biscuits and gravy, y'all. Easy as that. We gotta, we're gonna need a little bit of luck. I figured it out through all my years of capping and thinking I controlled everything in the world. It takes a little bit of luck, just a little bit, just a little sprinkle. So with a little sprinkle of luck, we make it out really good this week, and I'm going to count on that because I tried getting angry and upset last week, and that didn't work. So. Let's keep it rolling, man. Let's jump over into our guy, NC1833 or ATNC33. I always get it mixed up, but he is our guy. He is 5-3 on the Boss and the Sauce show on his picks. So you pay attention, and they've been big dogs. They've been favorites. They've been money lines. They've been all kinds of stuff. But I'm gonna let y'all check out what he got this week.
Oh, come on!
Okay.
There it is right there, man. Shout out to our guy. Minus 21 in the South Florida game. Go cash it. I'm gonna say go cash it. Because this guy, when he went down 4-3, he was like, oh, I gotta figure this out. He jumped right back 5-3. So gonna be going 6-3 next week. A lot of the games I had set up, we actually discussed them. They ended up being biscuits and gravy plays, and that's the Baylor game, the Georgia Tech game. So I only got 4 outsiders, and then we probably have to freestyle the rest. But let's jump into those 4.
Let's go.
West Virginia and UCF.
Big 12.
In this one, Big 12. Wine time. This on you, ain't it?
Yeah, it's the 2 bottom feeders in the Big 12 here, guys. But I got 3 words for you. The bounce house. Come on, guys. Let's go here. When they're playing an opponent that's probably maybe a little bit worse than them in their lane, nearly a touchdown, how do we not take these guys? We took them a couple weeks ago when they played North Carolina. It was a clear-cut spot at the bounce house. North Carolina didn't know what hit them when they hit there. And I think it's going to be similar with West Virginia. They've had a lot of injuries with Rich Rodriguez coming over, bringing his personnel. Kind of feel bad for him because he's lost a couple close games here, but he's had a lot of injuries. And I think that it's just going to be too much for him to deal with here in a hostile environment with backups that probably wouldn't be playing, third string guys that wouldn't be playing if it wasn't for injuries. And I think by the end of the game, UCF's going to wear these guys down, and West Virginia is not going to probably be able to score. I'm on UCF -7 here. I think they take care of business. They win this game by double digits. It's going to be similar to North Carolina. I don't think UCF's a good team. I don't think they're a good program, but I think this home field advantage is going to give them some. This is one of the games where it's like, if you're a fan of UCF, it's like, I got to get to this game because we know we're going to win here. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to win this game here. So give me UCF -7. They win this game by double digits.
Great team to use in a money line parlay for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Big double. Throw it in a parlay too.
Nice. Let's keep it going. This game, we all got different sides on this one. I really like the total in this one. Missouri and Auburn on top of the matchup, and as far as the defensive yards, a lot of penalties and all that stuff. I believe this is the one we got a little bit of bad weather in this one. But I split the unit over here. I do like Missouri in this one and Auburn. This is a really telltale spot right here for the SEC because we think a whole lot of Missouri with their balanced offense and defense. And then Auburn has stepped up and played some big games, but they got some other games waiting on them. So it's really, really 50-50 spot right here at this game right here. And I kind of like the way Missouri gets things done. They are going to Auburn. It is kind of risky. With a home dog in the SEC, but I don't know. I think Missouri's a little fired up about losing last week, and I think they come into this game and put a much better product on the field. And then somehow they twist out and get the. This ain't gonna be easy. It's not gonna be an easy one. It's gonna be rough. But I like Missouri and also like the under. Auburn's been playing everything to the under. Missouri likes to run the ball. It all flavors in together. So I like Missouri in the under, but one of our guys right here likes Auburn.
Burn, I don't like him. I love him. Love him. I got it. Well, let me back off on the love. I love him for this game. Right? Let's put it. I'll tell you why. Because Missouri, 2 years in a row, they got me when they were going to turn that corner when they had Georgia on the ropes early last year, and coming in this game, if they win this game, they got a path too. That's twice they dumped. I like you drink, but you screwed me 2 years in a row. So you're not getting me this weekend, you bum. You hear me? You're not getting me because I'm ready for you this week. You know why? Because Auburn has played Oklahoma, Texas A&M, which I know you guys love, and Georgia. And they played pretty, they got their defense held their own in those games. They didn't put up a ton of points. And Missouri's defense is pretty damn good too here. But I don't think they're built like those three teams I just mentioned on the offensive side, even though they do some nice things. But you're going to come into Jordan Hare with a short number, and you freezing seat is getting hot too. And this is the type of game that saves seasons and coaching jobs. So give me Auburn to get the W in Jordan Hare.
There we go. Right. You got any piece of this wine?
I got nothing in this game, guys. I think the under is the play. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I couldn't pick a side in this game because I do think it's a must-win game for Auburn. I think they absolutely need this game. Hugh Freeze needs this game. He's a hell of a recruiter, but he needs to win some big games, and this is a good spot. I just couldn't move on anything in this game, though, guys. Then I'll lean to the under, though.
And I'm going to quote my boy X. Auburn is going to bury them cockroaches.
We got a couple more games, and we got a special guest waiting to get in. So I will kind of run through these games. We give a quick minute, 2 minutes on the game. It's just two more. First, we're going to jump into UConn and Boston College. Now, I stayed so far away from this game, especially since I've been doing bad in the early morning games. But the game is being played over here, and I'm over there somewhere because I can't even call it. But tell us about this UConn look, Big Ragu. I think Wine likes the UConn look as well.
The East Coast flavor, as we like to say. You guys got West Coast flavor. We got a little bit of East Coast flavor, whichever way the fingers point. Hey, this is little brother, big brother. It's as simple as that. Since Mora got to come to UConn, Jim Mora Jr., they didn't give him an open checkbook, but they said, hey, do your thing up here. And he's put together some nice little program. Matter of fact, the quarterback that was there from Syracuse gone now. But, hey, they have done some pretty solid things up at UConn. You know, they're independent like Notre Dame. And Boston College, you know, that's the bottom feeder of the ACC right now. And their season's pretty much been derailed. I mean, come on, look, they're only a 1.5 point favorite in Chestnut Hill in Boston over UConn.
Yeah.
UConn, listen, they don't care about UConn. Boston College does not care about UConn, but I guarantee you UConn cares about Boston College in this game here. So this is a sleepy game. Get to the window. Thank me later. UConn wins the game outright. They won't even need the 1.5. Matter of fact, UConn by high single numbers here.
I wish we would have taken this in the contest, man. I'm with you. I think why is Boston College a -1.5 at home, an ACC team against an independent team in UConn? Jim Mora Jr., guys, I've been a big fan of this guy. I loved what he did at UCLA. His ability to recruit with minimal money has always been a big thing for him. He's just a kind of guy, like if you got a son that's playing football at a high level and you go and meet up with this guy's probably going to sell you because he says all the right things, in my opinion. I think he's the better coach here than Bill O'Brien, which is kind of wild to say because Bill O'Brien's coached in the NFL and all that stuff. I think Jim Mora Jr., that's the kind of guy I'd want to play for any day of the week. So give me UConn, not just on the +1.5, but on the money line. They're going to win this game outright, and I think they win this game by margin, honestly. They kind of embarrass Boston College here.
Man, I don't know nothing about it because I got too much West Coast flavor, but when my man Big Ragu and Wine Time connected, you got to stamp that one.
This is a cross-country connection right here.
I like that one. I like that one.
Let's go, baby.
Now, let's keep it moving. Now, this is a wishy-washy game right here. I mean, a lot of people really like Vanderbilt, and I happen to like LSU. I mean, LSU getting points. You talk about a team that wants to be playoff bound, actually getting points versus the Vanderbilt. It kind of startles me. But I know a lot of people don't like Brian Kelly. A lot of people don't like what's going on over there, but they, in all actuality, playing great defense. They have a quarterback that could use some extra training or something to just get a couple notches over to be very effective. And I think the big thing that leads me to LSU in this one is the quarterback over there at Vanderbilt. You know, we know Pavia is a little guy. We know that he's a playmaker. He's a little guy. He has all of those assets, and I think he thrives when people underestimate him. But he's playing an LSU defense that's not going to underestimate him. They're not going to let him just slip through. They're going to try to go in there and punish him, to tell you the truth. They're going to try to hurt the guy. But I think Kelly coaches these guys through this road game right here. Another SEC road team I'm taking right here. I don't know why, but I just a small unit on LSU. I like LSU. But Big Ragu thinks otherwise. Tell him about it.
My first look on the game was actually the under, but I know what's his name, the linebacker for LSU was a little tweaked, and then I got to looking at it and says, my numbers actually show me over here, but then I'm like, well, this to me is a Vegas head fake because I talked to a good friend. Matter of fact, I talked to AT about this earlier in the day. I had a conversation with them. They were hanging at 3 early, right? Now the game's 1.5. So now I'm looking at the markets, and the markets don't look any different to me on the ticket count or the cash. But meanwhile, the game's gone down 1.5. So are they trying to draw people in, almost to bait them in like both ways? They say, hey, you can get LSU here. Now the market's kind of moved LSU's way. So to me, the books have got their arms wide open. Come take that LSU money, baby. Come take it. Come take it. But you know what? Right now, on paper, Vanderbilt's a better team, on paper. LSU, I mean, their defense is tremendous. They're 6-0 to the under, right? With the past 2 years, we destroyed LSU on over. So the offensive kind of taken a little bit a step back, which just kind of shows, with the number here. But their defense is totally legit. So I can see each team probably scoring like maybe 24 points, 24 to 28 points here. So it's going to teeter-totter above that total of 49. So you could see a 28 to 21 type game. You could see a 24 to 27 type game that puts it over. So I think the game plays in the 20s. I don't think we see 30s here, guys. But I still like Vandy on the Vandy side here. Not an official play for me. because the markets are giving me some mixed signals here. That's what's really put me off the game is the market. So I lean Vanderbilt, but I leaned to the over a little bit.
I like it. Now that's all we had so far, but I'm pretty sure we got some more plays. But for that, all the way from Vancouver, Canada. Yes, not just nationwide, we worldwide. Our guy, Vancouver, Canada, my man Dylan in the house. How you feeling, Dylan?
You pronounced Alberta wrong, DJ.
Oh,
No, I just popped in to say hello. It's been a long time since I said hello to Wine Time on screen. Of course,
Good to
Big
see
Ragu
you,
and TJ Big
Dylon,
Boss
my
had to pop in
guy.
to say hello. I really just came in to say fucking cheers, boys. That's really it.
Cheers, Dylon. Love you, buddy. Good to see you, my man.
oh man,
And I did take a hockey play just now too. San Jose Sharks plus 2.5, plus 135.
Plus 2.5. Let's see.
Yeah, I think Utah Mammoth is not that good. So if the goalie holds
what
up, they
period
should
are
be
they
able to
in right
cover
now?
a 3-point spread, 3-goal spread.
What period are they in right now?
About to go into the second.
Let's see here. Let me
They're
pull this
losing
up.
by 2 right now, but I mean, fucking Sharks
What
are
about
always losing
plus
by 2.
700 on the money line? I'm going to take a little stab at that, Dylon. Oh, plus 3, minus 120.
Yeah, that's what I like. Plus 3. Plus
All right,
3 is better than what I got at plus 2.5, but
I'm
I did
in.
get plus 135. They're always down early and they'll come through late. We'll see. They'll probably cover that spread. If not, possibly win Wine Time.
Let's go. I just
Nice,
took it.
man.
It's in. Wager has been accepted.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. I did come here to say let's go Buckeyes also. That's right. Buckeyes,
man,
bitch.
we appreciate you coming in here, man. What a swell, awesome guy you are. Just stopping in to say hello, man. That means a lot to me, man. You could have been doing whatever. You could have stayed in the chat or whatever, but you actually wanted to hop in and say hello. And we're
I'm
great
sitting
to
here
see
on my
you.
computer anyways. Had to do it.
He tried to clean Atlantic City out while he was over there.
I tried. Ended up
Tried to take
fucking
him
Big
down.
Ragu cleaned him out right before he walked away.
Hey, we did a pretty good job in Atlantic City, eating wise too, didn't we? I mean, we kind of
Oh,
spread.
that was great.
We kind of
Oh,
checked out some local spots, and it was a lot of fun. So I had a great time.
What was your guys' favorite meal, each of you guys, when you were out there?
Seafood
Right.
buffet.
Right here, my man Ick said they went to I ended up going the other way, but they went to a late night Italian spot, and I wish I would have walked down the street with them because they was eating. They said they had all kinds of pizza and pasta and
Sounds
what was
good.
Got
It
the
was crazy.
meatballs.
They had some great
Oh, yeah.
fried shrimp, which was kind of unexpected. And
Damn.
then, that place was over 100 years old. We went to, man. It was
What?
insane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Oh,
100
that's
bucks.
insane. How did you
100
miss
years,
that, boss? How did you not go to that? That's crazy.
It was crazy adapting to
Oh, the
new
Baltimore
environments.
Grill. The Baltimore Grill. It's on
Tony's.
Atlantic Avenue, I believe. If I'm right.
Baltimore Grill. I'm gonna look that up. When
I
I'm
actually went to the White House submarine sandwiches, I believe. And that place was open since what, the 20s? It said Frank Sinatra was there and all that good stuff. And yeah,
Ooh.
the Italian sub was, I ate about a quarter of it and took another half back to the room and actually woke up in the middle of the night and took that down too, baby.
You lost the other quarter of it though, boss.
Well, I had to share with the wife, so I had to
Oh,
leave
there
a
you
little
go,
quarter for the wife. But it was pretty good. But I actually enjoyed going to Wawa. My man Billy had been telling us about Wawa when we was in San Antonio one year.
Oh yeah,
And I said, man, I gotta try the Wawa. So on the way back to the airport, I got a chance to hit the Wawa, and I was like, dang, the West Coast don't got this, man. I'm talking about that's a nice little setup they got right there. With I had like a breakfast sandwich. It was wonderful.
they got good coffee.
Yeah, I had a coffee. Everything everybody got, they enjoyed. It was just quick fast food, but they make it fresh right there, and it was a nice little spot right there. I like the Wawa, and I had a Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia that was awesome too. So
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, that's one of another perks to hanging out on some of these meetups. Is sports bettors seem to eat well somehow. I don't know how, but they all eat well for sure. For sure, they eat well.
That's why we do it. You win a little extra money, you buy yourself a steak, or whatever you want.
Nice. But I'm gonna get back into some games. We got it open. I do have let's talk about USC Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure everybody wants to hear a little bit about USC Notre Dame. Originally when I looked at it, being that I lived this Notre Dame USC rival for years, I was like, hey, I'll take the points with USC. Kind of like, one of my fan bets. But at the same time, I think that USC and Notre Dame are really very similar. I mean, they are greater at different parts of the game, but they both can be great in some areas, and they both have some areas that's a little gray on defense and on offense. So, and this one I think is more of an equal matchup, but a lot of people think otherwise. I don't even have that much confidence in my own team, but that's usually how it works. But I say we get out of there with the win, but I think might come down to like a field goal, or especially since it's being played out to be one of the last matchups. I'm pretty sure before the game that's going to take some part of it. But then it is in South Bend, and you got a little bad weather coming through there, so a lot of factors lead to the Notre Dame side. But SC is so fast on offense. I haven't seen a real Big 10 team that can really keep up with them. With what's his name, Kai Lemon or something like that.
Lemon, yeah.
Makai Lemon. I mean, people's putting him next to the guy over there at Ohio State as one of the top wide receivers. So that's gonna be tough. But I mean, Notre Dame, yes, the defense started off mediocre, and they were saying that defense was trash. And I told you guys on the Boston Saw Show, don't be allergic to teams getting better as the season go on. Even though Al Golden is gone, that is Freeman's defense. He has to have a defensive coordinator, but he's heavily as a defensive coach. So we knew he'd tighten up the screws on that, and they've done well. They looking more like the defense they had last year. But in this one, I think they dropped the ball a little bit because we got some open holes in the secsecondary that can be exploited. But if we get to your quarterback, though, you can forget about it. Cancel Christmas. If we started, because the run game is not going to get too far passes. I don't expect USC to run the ball passes. I expect them to do the passes over the middle and a couple deep big plays that probably we can't handle. But Notre Dame offense is not terrible with CJ Carr. It might be one of the better offenses we had in a long time, considering that last year our favorite play was quarterback sneak, but or quarterback run, shall I say? But
what a difference a year makes.
But we do have a heavy wide receiver core too. We will put their quarterbacks to the test. USC was banged up a little bit too in some areas. So Notre Dame's banged up in a couple areas too. So it's a real even game. I don't see that many points separating the two. And if my team happens to take one on the chin, I want to put a little something in my pocket. So I like taking USC. I took it way early at 8, and it's all the way up to 9.5. But it is what it is. It's just a small unit. I'm never going to turn back on my plays, especially when I just spitted them out like that. But I'm on that part of the game. You guys, I think, are on the total.
I'm on the over, big time.
Yep.
That's my highest rated total over on the board is this game right here.
Highest rated total. Okay.
And I think that correlates too. If it's going to go over there, that means SC and Notre Dame going to score, and we might come down to a field goal.
Yeah.
Just,
I think that boat, as far as the side goes, it's pretty close. As a matter of fact, I still show anything south of 10. I like anything starts going north of 10, then I'd stay away. I still think Notre Dame wins, by no more than 10 points. But SC is going to get their share of points. I think SC hits like the 30s, the mid 30s, and if anything, I think Notre Dame will probably crack the mid 30s themselves too. Maybe 40.
Yeah.
What's the total at? Mine says
61.
There's no bets available. It's actually suspended on my book right now.
61 is what I had early.
61.
Yeah, it's 60.5 to 61.
Yeah.
I noticed these when they're over 60, they tend to go over. I mean, I hear Wine Time say it all the time. It's high for a reason. Last time I bet it with you guys, it was 66. You and Gorky were talking about it, and you're like, I won't be surprised if this one gets to 100. And I was like, I'm plugging it in.
It's funny you said that. It was
I was watching
Friday.
that game. Live line was like at 106 live. I don't know if that actually did get to 100.
No, it ended up getting to 97 with 6 minutes to play, and there was no scoring after that. It was last Friday's game, USF North Texas. I'm with you. I'm with you, Doc. I'm on the over in this one. I was more so on Notre Dame in this game just because I think the spread is high. It's just so weird that they're nearly a double-digit favorite. I think USC is just as good as Notre Dame, if not maybe even better. but I think that USC doesn't travel well, and I don't think Lincoln Riley, he doesn't care about like the UCLA Notre Dame rivalries. That's not like a big thing for him. He wants to beat UCLA to get to a Big Ten title, but at this day and age, you have to get to a conference title to get to a college football playoff most of the time. For the case for Notre Dame, they went out. This is a big win for them. And if they dominate this one in fashion, they still – I don't think Notre Dame – I'm sorry, but I don't think they should be in the college football playoff, but I think they'll get there because that they are Notre Dame. But with that being said here, like they should take care of business here. And if they beat these guys by 20 plus, USC just embarrassed Michigan. USC dominated Michigan, and now they're nearly a 10-point dog. It doesn't make sense to me because I want to be on USC because I think that they can compete in this. But that's why I got on the over. I think that like Notre Dame is going to score like 54 points, and USC will probably score like 31.
Hey, just remember that likeness is a measure. And nowadays, likeness is definitely a measure, and the likeness of Notre Dame will get them there with 2 losses.
Yes,
because they're gonna bring the money. Don't forget this is the entertainment business, and they're here to make money. We're gonna bring the money, so they're gonna try to find a way for us to get in. But go ahead, Big Red Goose. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. But like I said, early in the season, I capped USC. There's a couple key wins for them. And I think I mentioned it a couple of times, not having Penn State's a non-issue anymore, but early on, it was Penn State and Ohio State that they avoided. And, like I said, the Notre Dame games and like one other game, if they cleared that hurdle, they have an easy 10-win season. But if they beat Notre Dame today, they still have a 10-win season on board. So we'll see. But that's a big if.
Yeah. I guess I'll go one more, and then we'll just spin it around, and everybody could do maybe 1 or 2 that we haven't mentioned yet. But my other one is the UNLV game. Another game I kind of wanted to come off of the game because I don't not understand why they're getting almost 13.5 points now. They played in the Mountain West Championship a couple times. You could almost in the recent future you could almost make UNLV and Boise State a rival. I don't see Boise State as a great team. They kind of fallen off the horse from who we thought they were at the beginning of the season. They didn't even make it through non-conference like we thought it was. Now they are a more talented team, because of recruits and stuff like that in the Mountain West. But my guy Mullen over at UNLV, he's created an offensive system that just goes and gets points. And Boise State don't have no defense to stop that. This is going to be a battle. And people are ragging on UNLV defense being so bad or whatever. But I give them an E for effort because they do put effort into their defense. They just they move around too much. It could be too much blitzing. It could be too much zone. I don't know exactly how to diagnose it, X's and O's, what's really going on. But it's something that could not completely be fixed, but they could slow Boise State down. We've seen other teams slow Boise State down. And I think UNLV definitely comes within the number if they don't win this game outright. They're looking for revenge on Boise State for sure. And they could be playing the video game, and it's a serious thing between UNLV and Boise State at this point. So I took Boise State early. I only got like 10.5 points. It's all the way up.
You're in good shape because it's 12.5, 13. I don't think it's so much a knock on UNLV as far as because they're undefeated. They're 6-0. Boise's like 5-1. But like you said, to your point, this is Dan Mullen's first year there, and they've had a lot of coaching changes at UNLV over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's more of a stability. But the funny thing is they keep winning ball games and they keep scoring points no matter who the coach is over there. So and the odds makers, they know something about this game here, and the markets are dictating that too, from 10.5 to 12.5, 13 on the blue field. That's just a steam play right there. So
I'm sorry, I took UNLV. I've been dyslexic today. I do apologize, but I took UNLV plus the 10.5.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with me today, but
all right, so
I'm all over the place.
They want to get you bet it too early then.
Yeah, I absolutely bet. I bet that and USC way too early.
You made out like a bandit.
I mean, they were gut plays because last week I had a couple gut plays that I seen that I waited on, and I either didn't bet it later because the number went crazy or whatever. And I was like, you know what? when something jumps off the page, I'm gonna jump on it right away. And the USC game, and the O'Neal being, it just jumped off the page. So I bet a little unit on it. You know, it wasn't like I went crazy on it. I'm not gonna cash out, even though I can cash out at my book. I'm not gonna cash out. You know, I've been taught by some of the best to stand behind your captain. So, you know, it was a gut feeling. It's something that I believe in, and I'm gonna keep it going right there. I ain't gonna even jump out on it. But I didn't want to give it publicly after I had already did it. But I say, you know, I'm being transparent, man.
That's part
28.
Of
I'm 28, 30, and 2. I'm 28, 30, and 2 in the college football.
It's a good record.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, I might as well. I ain't no reason to fake the funk now, so I'm gonna just keep it real. You know, I'm on those.
Yeah.
With bad numbers, I'm on those too, but we'll see how it go. You know. But anybody, wine time, what you got else that we left out? You might want to let the people know what's up.
Let's go to Pasadena, California at the Rose Bowl, guys. Let's go to my UCLA Bruins here. I'm on UCLA. I got in on the money line yesterday, guys. I was fortunate enough. The line dropped last night to around 2.5 in favor of UCLA, and even some 2s were popping up. At that point, you guys know me. I probably would have been on Maryland in that side, just being, you know, coming off 2 back-to-back home losses that they were probably winning the entire game. UCLA coming off 2 big underdog wins. At the same time, UCLA has the better team here, and I think all these young guys from Maryland coming over to the West Coast, it's going to throw them off a little bit. It's going to be a 7 p.m. start for them body clock-wise, and I just think the true freshman quarterback, Malik Washington, is going to be under some pressure today. I don't know what he will he's very talented. This kid's going to be playing in the NFL in 3 years. He's a true freshman. He's 6'5", 235. He's a 4-star guy. The fact that he's at Maryland is just such a score for Maryland, but he doesn't set his feet correctly. His mechanics are very off, and I think UCLA is going to take advantage of some of his flaws out there. And I think this might be the most packed Rose Bowl we have seen in maybe close to 10 years because Tim Skipper already came out and he sent emails to every student, free tickets, free bus ride to the game. Just got to get there. You know, they're doing their part to try to get these people in the stands because the Rose Bowl is so far from UCLA campus. People don't realize that these students, like, if they want to go party, that means they have to Uber or do some kind of way to get down there. That's going to take them an hour plus in traffic. So UCLA is making it a little bit easier. They're busing these kids there. Got to get the fans out there to be rocking and rolling. I think they're the better team, and I think they're more motivated at this point. Tough travel spot for Maryland coming to the West Coast as always. So give me UCLA money line. I got minus 130 last night. It's like minus 160 now. I got a really good number, and when I got it, I almost didn't believe it. I almost thought it was too good to be true. And then I woke up this morning, and they're like minus 160. So I think we're on the right track here with UCLA.
Yeah, I got them a touchdown better.
Oh, nice. I think it's UCLA homecoming.
It is UCLA homecoming, guys.
Oh, it is homecoming too? Oh, wow. Okay. And well, hell, they ought to be able to fill the stands up with that.
It's the throwback jerseys, the most beautiful jerseys in all of college football, guys. Just watch this game to watch their jerseys. I message UCLA. I go, please, like, whatever the cost of these cleats are, these throwback cleats, let me know. I will buy a pair just to have hanging up because these things are a thing of beauty. Like, these uniforms are going to be so awesome out there, man. I'm excited. I wish I could go. I'm not going to be able to make it for this one, but it's going to be a fun game.
Good luck to you, my brother.
Big Ragu, you got some extra plays?
Yeah, I always got extra plays, but, you know, do I want to get to the win room? That's the $64,000 question right now. But I think one thing I was looking at was, let me see. Oh, I was on this Georgia game, the Mississippi-Georgia game. That's number 9 Georgia at home versus number 5 Ole Miss. I'm looking at like a total play here. So this is a market on that. You got 75% of the bets are on the under, but like 70% of the money is on the over. So maybe a little look right there. I'll share some of these little tidbits I got for notes on the games. And then, how are we doing Miami, Florida? What's going on with that game? Are they still winning, losing?
Miami just got a touchdown. Yeah, and there's 7 minutes and 52 seconds left, and the Louisville Cardinal have the ball with 7:37 to go with up 3 points.
And I kind of lean Alabama under 2 scores at or just over a score like 8.5 at home. I capped that game at Bama like a little better than 10 points. I know it's not a big margin, but I think Bama's in a spot now where they kind of figured some things out with Simpson at quarterback, and I think them maybe starting to stop the run a little bit better, and them working on some things on the defensive side. That's kind of this is a must-win game for Bama too, if they're going to kind of stay in the thick of things here. So they can't afford another loss. So I think they show out at home here a little bit against Tennessee. It'll be some points put on the board, just kind of like when Tennessee played Georgia, But I think Alabama is a little bit ahead of Georgia right now in my book. Even Georgia's still young and still trying to figure stuff out. Them playing it in Tuscaloosa too, so I kind of lean Bama there on that spot. And then, the other thing I want to mention at Missouri, I know we're way past that game. We're on Auburn, but this is Missouri's first road game. They played 6 games at home, and they're going on the road to Jordan-Hare, which is very tough to play. So I'm going to hammer that game home yet. Auburn, that's my game of the week.
Nice. Dylan, you got something for him before we get up out of here?
I mean, I was going to ask you guys about this Furman game I'm looking at. Furman versus Wofford. Furman's 4-2 and Wofford is 1-5. They just look like a bad team to me. I do know that they're a bad team.
What about FCS Wofford?
Yeah, FCS fade the less fortunate teams.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. I think I got to go Furman here. They're 4-2 at home, 2-1 away. They're -120 favorites on the road. I think we got to fade Wofford. That's my first look, but I was going to ask you guys' opinion.
Sometimes with those FCS games, we're not able to play them till like Saturday morning, believe it or not, because they're late numbers coming out, and it's a very, very thinly traded market. But if you want some FCS action, I'll look at some numbers tonight, and I'll put it out on Twitter tomorrow. I'll DM you. I can put it on Twitter. I'll DM it to you. And then, maybe some of the guys in the chat, I can go back. I catch your DMs on the chat. I'll send them out. But for those of you that want FCS, hit me up in a DM. I'll cap some FCS for you.
Nice. One more treat before we go. I'm going to try to cap this game backwards, and I'm going to see if y'all can tell me what game this is. So, I like the under in this game, first of all. Both teams are 2-4 to the under. The team strengths contrast, one leaning on offense, the other one depends on their defense. The history of the matchup favors the under within the last 5 meetings, all totaling under 47 points. The cherry on top, nope. The cherry on top is going to be thunderstorms and 10+ mile per hour winds in the Windy City. I got the under 47.5. What game is this?
What game is this?
Is it Northwestern? Northwestern?
It is absolutely Northwestern and Purdue. And I love the under in this game, under 47.5.
You like the under
47.
What do you think about the side? That's one I kind of got off of. I was thinking, Purdue's been a pretty good money casher for us, but I think Northwestern's a sneaky good play in this spot.
I was looking to take Purdue on the side
because I can't give you all the answers, but just looking at the numbers, a short number at home. It's what's that, like a 3-point game or something like that?
Like 4 points, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Purdue's been money though, it's hard. But then again, like you said, and what did Purdue? What did they do last week? Did they win or lose?
They lost to Minnesota by 7.
Minnesota. And Northwestern, they had some tough games. They played a lot of tough opponents early on. They played Oregon early. They were getting shut out. They scored 2 touchdowns late there. And did they play Illinois already? Northwestern?
No.
Okay. They didn't play the Battle of Chicago yet. I still call Bloomington Chicago. I don't care.
Well, another fact that I like about Purdue is Barry Odom is trying to get his feet acclimated in the Big Ten, and he's 0-3 in conference play so far. Yep. So this will probably be the best opportunity he gets at upsetting a Big Ten team right here with his new team, and he's doing good with that team. They haven't been able to come away with the wins like they want, but they definitely put a decent product on the field. So I love Barry Odom for what he did at UCLA, and it's showing that the proof is in the pudding. Now that he's over here at Purdue. Now you escalate him one more level. You know, if you get him over at a Florida or something crazy like that, ain't no telling what Barry Odom could put together.
That's like Jeff Braun, same thing. Louisville tonight. Louisville's on top, by the way, 24-21.
Yeah, and they're driving.
We got one. Y'all got any plays on this last game? My man Talk Sports with JT says UNC first half
under
5.5.
47.5. I moved on in this late game.
Nice. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. It's been a wonderful thing. I appreciate y'all. All y'all catching this on the replay. I appreciate y'all as well. We had a great chat right here with my man Sports Side Jacob. We had Gary. We had Ix. We had Dab. We had Dutch. I mean, the list goes on and on. AOD, Word 2 N7E. It just keeps going on and on. Markel, I appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all are the reason we do this on Friday because we had a great showing up in the chat, and we love having a positive chat, and that's why we're here on Fridays because of the positive chat. So we appreciate y'all 100%. But as my man Ix said earlier in the chat, where is it at? Where is my man Ix comment at? Here you go. We're gonna close it like this. Count your blessings, eat your vegetables, and we'll see you at the window.
The Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show. Here we go.